Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Nick, or the NACPA, and I'm going to continue to highlight non-alcoholic drinks that are all fun and no hangover, in case you're taking a break from drinking for a night, a weekend, a lifetime, or anywhere in between. Today, we're nearing the end of our analog drink series. We're talking about gin. Our brand today is a brand that sent me another bottle, a cut above. So thanks a lot, Andrew, Blanca, and the rest of the team for sending the bottle out to me. In today's video, we're going to taste the drink neat, of course. We'll make it into a drink, but I thought it'd be a good idea that we talk about the differences in gin, so that way you can choose the right one for the kind of cocktail that you're going for. With that, let's get into it. The most popular types of gin that you'll see out there are Old Tom Gin, London Dry Gin, Plymouth Gin, and Genever. Genever is sort of a precursor to the modern gin that we think of today. It's actually distilled from malted wine and infused with botanicals, of course, namely juniper. That's what ties gin all together, the botanicals, namely juniper. It was originally created, like a lot of the drinks we've tried so far, as a medicinal liqueur. Because of being distilled from malted wine, however, it probably tastes the most different from the modern gin that we're used to now. Next is Old Tom Gin. It's a modern gin, and so rather than being distilled from malted wine, it's more distilled from grain, resulting in a more neutral spirit overall. The thing about Old Tom Gin is that there's some sweetener added after the distillation process, so the spirit itself is a little bit sweeter. Then there's Plymouth Gin. Historically, Plymouth Gin is hailed from the Plymouth Distillery in England. It's another sweeter gin as compared to the London Dry Gin and is less juniper forward. It's described as being more rounded and having hints of citrus in its taste. Lastly, we have the London Dry Gin. I saved this one for last as it is the driest or least sweet type of gin. For a dry gin and tonic, you'd use London Dry Gin. Other gin cocktails that often use London Dry Gin are martinis, gimlets, and Negronis. I've highlighted those gins and their varying sweetness levels because when I'm making a cocktail, I'm thinking about the cocktail triangle, or the balance of sourness, sweetness, and bitterness. If I make a cocktail that is heavy in one of those, sour or sweet or bitter, it's going to be too something. I'm trying to create a cocktail that's well balanced between all three of those. So I hope with that knowledge that you'll be ready to make your own cocktails at home, and we're ready to taste this gin that we got from A Cut Above today. Let's do it. A Cut Above makes a variety of spirits besides gin. They also make mezcal, whiskey, and an agave blanco. Check out their website. They have some good frequently asked questions, and for each of their bottles, they have recipes right there on the page. You can switch to the different recipes for each of the spirits depending upon your experience level or what ingredients you have on hand. They also have a blog on some helpful and useful topics like how to start a mindful drinking journey and fun posts in the deep cut section. With that, let's go ahead and talk about this gin from A Cut Above. So on the nose, got some citrus, so lemon and lime there. I don't smell too much sweetness, so that's nice. Upon tasting it, there's a little bit of a bite, just a smidge or a hint of pepper maybe. It's not sweet, and I was hoping for that because when I'm making my cocktail, I can control the level of sweetness. I don't have a spirit that's been sweetened for me that I somehow need to add an extra control for. So that's really great, the gin itself. Let's make it into a drink now. Today we're going to be making more of a complex drink rather than maybe like a gin and tonic. And by that, what I mean is a recipe or a drink that uses a handful of ingredients besides the spirit and maybe a sweetener or something like that. We're making a variation on the recipe from the Cut Above website on their gin, and that's the Cranberry or Lavender spritz. So for this, you'll need the gin, you'll need the dry vermouth, you'll need some lime juice, you'll need some cranberry juice, and I'm going to be using lavender infused syrup and sparkling wine. I wanted to note that I brought a few other friends to help me make this drink today. Besides A Cut Above, I'm using Portland syrups, for the syrup. I also am going to be making these drinks look so pretty because of the glasses that I'm using provided to me by Whiskey. So big shout out and thanks to those companies for working with me so we can showcase some tasty and beautiful looking drinks. I'm also using Roots Divino for the dry vermouth, and I'm also going to be using Joyous for the sparkling wine. Real heavy hitters all in this drink today. So let's get to it. Okay, so into a mixing glass. Pretty simple for this one. You're just going to put all your ingredients. So we'll do our 1.5 ounces of gin, 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth, 1 ounce of lime juice. We'll do our 1 ounce of cranberry juice, 1/2 ounce of our lavender syrup here, and we're just gonna stir it. Then we're just gonna get your highball glass, this one from our friends at Whiskey. We're going to pour that in there. Look at that color, really nice. And then what you'll do is you'll top it with your sparkling wine. This one, of course, from Joyous. Looking good so far. That's a pretty color. And then if you want to be fancy, you can garnish it with a lime, because we got that lime juice in there. And cheers. Before I get into it though, I just want to note that with friends like these, a cut above, Roots Divino, Portland syrup, all which you can get here at Cheeky and Dry, how possibly could this drink be bad? On the nose, I'm getting that sparkling wine. So this is definitely a bubbly, a happy, perfect for spring, summer sort of drink here. And oh yeah, tastiest drink on the channel so far for sure. Talking about that cocktail triangle, it's very well balanced, I'd say. There's a little bit of sweetness, but not too much. It's counterbalanced maybe by that sparkling wine and that dry vermouth in there, but you really taste all components of it in this drink. So really fantastic, really great drink. Love that we selected it for this video on the channel today. And that's the video, folks. We talked about the different types of gin, we tasted it neat, and we made it into a cocktail, probably the tastiest on the channel so far. Believe it or not, all the options today to make this drink you can get from Cheeky and Dry, Seattle's non-alcoholic Mecca bottle shop. If you haven't been in, change that. If you haven't been in a while, change that. If you were in last week, come on down again. Why not? It's a great place, and you can try drinks that you've never even thought about or probably seen before. If you're not in the Seattle area, please check out the video link for some links to some online bottle shops. So if you got some value out of the video today, please like the video. You can check out some of my other videos here. And of course, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel over here. All right, with that, we're all done, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.